Have you ever been trapped by strange, uncontrollable thoughts that just won't leave your mind alone? Maybe when your family members come home late, you immediately feel anxious and start imagining terrible things. Car accidents, dangerous situations, or unexpected harm. Even though everything is fine, your mind races with worst-case scenarios until you feel sick with worry. Or perhaps when you stand on a high balcony, you suddenly think, what if I jump? You don't want to do it, and you know it's wrong, but the thought appears anyway, making you feel scared and guilty. Some people feel a strange sense of panic when they close their eyes to wash their hair or face. They keep thinking someone is standing behind them, so they keep turning around to check, even though they know it's irrational. In daily life, everything may be calm and peaceful, but inside your mind, you have already played out an entire tragedy. You replay bad possibilities, predict painful outcomes, and torture yourself with thoughts that are not real. If this sounds familiar, you are not weak, weird, or broken. You are simply caught in a psychological pattern called obsessive thinking. Obsessive thinking is not a personal failure. It is not because you are too sensitive, too nervous, or too careful. From a psychological viewpoint, obsessive thinking is essentially an addiction to worry and an addiction to overthinking. Your mind becomes stuck in a loop. You turn a single thought over and over again, analyze it from every angle, and refuse to stop until you feel completely sure. For example, after sending a simple message, you cannot relax. You keep asking yourself, did I phrase that correctly? Will they misunderstand me? What are they thinking about me right now? Even though the message is already sent, your mind cannot let it go. Obsessive thinking pushes you to seek endless certainty, as if absolute safety and complete control can be achieved through thinking alone. This pattern does not appear suddenly. It forms slowly over years of living with excessive worry, high pressure, self-doubt, and a deep need for control. Little by little, your brain gets trained to be overly alert. It becomes hypersensitive to small signs of uncertainty. And even tiny, harmless events can trigger intense anxiety. Once this cycle starts, you cannot stop thinking. You analyze, predict, question, and double-check everything. You have forgotten how to live lightly, calmly, and without mental effort. Most people feel relaxed when their minds are quiet. But if you have obsessive thinking, empty your mind feels terrifying. Your brain believes it must work non-stop, predict problems, plan for dangers, find solutions, and avoid mistakes. You rely on overthinking to create a false sense of control. When you stop thinking, you feel lost, unsafe, and uncomfortable. You convince yourself that something bad will happen if you stop guarding your mind. This is why many people find their obsessive thoughts return, even after they seem to fade. It is not that you need the painful, exhausting thoughts. You need the false sense of security that overthinking gives you. The good news is that you can break this cycle and free your mind from endless worry. You can learn to live without being trapped by obsessive thinking. The first and most important step is to stop chasing certainty. Certainty is a bottomless pit. The more you try to feel 100% sure about something, the more uncertain you become. When you are caught in anxiety, you cannot think logically. Even things you once felt sure about suddenly become doubtful. Your mind changes the rule. Instead of judging facts, you judge feelings. If you do not feel safe, you keep checking, worrying, and overthinking. This is why people with obsessive thinking check the door locked 10 times, reread messages endlessly, or replay conversations in their heads for hours. True safety does not come from certainty. It comes from accepting that uncertainty is part of life. The second step is to stop responding to every obsessive thought. When your mind whispers, "They haven't come home," something terrible must have happened. Do not argue with it, do not analyze it, and do not try to prove it wrong. When the thought comes, "People are talking about me. They must be saying bad things," simply do not react. Obsessive thoughts grow stronger when you fight them, question them, or take them seriously. If you ignore them, refuse to engage, and refuse to feed them with your attention, they gradually lose power and fade away. You do not have to eliminate the thought. You just have to stop letting it control you. The third and most gentle step is to be kinder and more tolerant to yourself. Many people with obsessive thinking are extremely hard on themselves. They push themselves to be perfect, to never make mistakes, and to control everything. This harshness drains your heart and fuels your anxiety. Changing obsessive thinking does not happen overnight. Do not force yourself to recover immediately. Give yourself time, patience, and compassion. Walk with yourself through the process. Treat yourself like you would treat a dear friend. Love yourself more deeply. The whole world may judge you or doubt you, but you must always believe you are good enough, worthy, and complete exactly as you are. Obsessive thinking is not a life sentence. It is a signal from your mind that you have been pushing yourself too hard, worrying too much, and demanding too much certainty. You do not have to control every outcome, predict every danger, or analyze every detail. You can allow life to be uncertain. You can allow your mind to be quiet. You can allow yourself to relax, even when things feel unclear. Your worth does not depend on how much you worry, how carefully you plan, or how much you overthink. Today, give yourself permission to let go. Let the thoughts come and go without fighting them. Stop chasing certainty. Stop punishing yourself for things you cannot control. Be gentle, be patient, be loving. Slowly but surely, you will step out of the prison of obsessive thinking and return to a peaceful light and free mind.